Hey everyone, I'm David.
And I'm Edison. Thank you for joining us for this segment of our mini-series, Your Money and the Election. Stop fear and take control. In this episode, we're addressing a question that we've heard from many of you during this election season. That is, David, should I take my portfolio to all cash?
Oh, Edison, that's right. I've heard this question a lot this election cycle, and I know it's on many people's minds.
So the truth is, every election cycle, this question is posed by investors across the country continuously.
So Edison, you're right, it is. And so why do you think that is?
So it's relatively common for investors to try to time the market, right? When get in and out. So unfortunately, election seasons often result in some turbulence in the market. And as a result, investors question whether they should go to cash prior to the election to protect themselves against possible market volatility.
And this year has certainly taught investors and advisors alike a lesson or two in market ups and downs.
That's right. So with something as unprecedented as a global pandemic on our hands, investors have been quick to respond to world events. We saw it earlier this year when we experienced several market dips in a very, very short succession.
That is so too true at this time. And plus, with the election right around the corner, it can feel like many aspects of our lives are up in the air. The market typically experiences volatility when investors feel uncertain. For example, when businesses started shutting down and stay-at-home orders were put into place, life felt uncertain. And as a result, investors started to sell in favor of keeping more cash in their portfolios, which is often viewed as being more stable.
Makes sense then, as we approach another time of change and uncertainty, that investors would again be searching for something that offers them a sense of control and potential stability.
So here's the million-dollar question, Edison. Should investors go to cash right now?
David, I want to be as cut and dry as I can.
Please do.
No.
Oh.
Countless studies have shown that investors who try to time the market nearly always fail. If even going to cash makes sense in some situations, whether it's an election year or not, that decision should never be an all or nothing. There is a sweet spot for long-term investors, David.
Edison, you're absolutely right. Investors who are 3 years or less away from retirement might feel the need to secure their portfolio, but by doing so, they may also unintentionally hurt their retirement simply due to short-term fear drowning long-term benefits. Careful consideration is required, which is how we implement the process of our multi-strategy platform.
We've discussed this in the past, but it bears repeating. Gains are typically expected after event-driven bear markets. Any volatility we experience will be just that, event-driven short-term volatility that tends to balance out over time. Going to cash before an event-driven bear market can actually be detrimental to your total value of your portfolio, and especially for those investors with at least 3 years or more till the use of those assets.
That's right. And of course, the 3-year rule isn't hard and fast. Every investor has a unique situation and needs to make investment decisions based on their own personal goals.
The biggest thing investors should remember as we enter a time of potential market volatility is to slow down when making decisions concerning your finances. Going to cash in the portfolio rarely ever makes sense for any investor. If going to cash is a decision that's rooted in fear, with the need to control an element of an otherwise uncontrollable situation, patience is warranted.
It can be challenging to stick with your investment strategy when it feels like many financial experts are predicting market volatility during an election season. We're hoping that through this mini-series, we're able to arm you with the knowledge that will help you make empowered decisions about your finances during this time.
Let's remember, not all volatility is bad. Thank you. Next week, we're going to cover an important topic concerning trade relations, international trade relations.
I'm looking forward to it. We hope you'll all join us and see you then.